all get times when we just feel like we just want to jack it in, especially business owners, entrepreneurs, where no matter what you feel like you're doing and you're working hard and you're putting the effort in, you're getting stuff done, but it just feels like there's no reciprocation. Now, I'm a big believer in what you give out comes back. But what you've got to remember is it doesn't necessarily come back to you immediately. And if you keep focusing on that, you'll miss all the other opportunities that come your way. So, I mean, there's days when I just wake up and don't want to get out of bed. It doesn't happen as frequently now, but it used to happen a lot. It was like, oh, I've just had enough. Just don't want to show up in the world. But this is when you get to remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. Why you were here. Know why you were here. Know what your purpose is. And when you know that, this is when you show up, and no matter how hard it is, no matter how hard it feels, even if you can't be bothered, even how bad you feel, you keep moving forwards. Keep going. Don't quit. These are the things I have stubbornly etched in my brain when I have those shitty days when you get in your own head and you just think, fuck it, I can't be bothered anymore. This is just not worth it. But of course it is, because as I said, you know who you are. You know what your purpose is. You know what you're capable of. You know your knowledge and expertise. You know that if you keep going and helping people, it will come back. But when you focus on the outcome and the expectation, this is when the frustration comes up, because you're putting a limit on it. You're putting some expectation of when that should be. And you don't get to decide that. I mean, what you get to decide is taking the steps day by day, building up that emotion, momentum, carving out and creating the life that you want. And you get to do that when you believe in yourself. You believe why you're doing it, regardless of what you wake up and feel. But if you do it consistently, persistently, God, they're hard to say, frequently, if you be determined, be relentless, be focused, have faith in yourself, have belief in yourself, have that intention that you intend to do these things. And when you do that, you will see things changing. So you will get there. So by taking the steps that feel good, not the steps that feel bad, feel heavy, feel incongruent. I've done that. Usually following other people's advice that doesn't quite gel with where I want to take things, and that's great, that's fine. But don't keep working against it. Don't keep resisting and keep pushing. Create the momentum. You create it. Show up every day, regardless how you feel. Persist every day. And when you do that, and you come from creating a cast iron will, creating that mindset of I can, I am, I will. When you get this stuff in your mind and you keep going over and over, that thought process starts to change. You don't necessarily have to believe this stuff, because sometimes when you say that, when you have a different belief to what you're saying and what your inner core beliefs are, you'll have that resistance. This is why you come up against these blocks. But if you keep moving forwards, knowing who you are, believing the things you're doing are true to you, that's when you start cracking this. That's when you start getting forward. This is when you start feeling into it. Your body always knows. If you're doing something that doesn't feel right, it ain't right for you. That's when you get to step back, choose to react and respond differently. And this is the things I've been finding more and more. There's this phrase from the Bhagavad Gita. The self is the self's only friend, the self is the self's only enemy. And that's so true. You get to choose which way you frame how you look at things. But understand, you get to choose. Always. So create this momentum. Take the steps, no matter how big, how small. Remind yourself of who you are and what you believe in. Shield yourself. Build that bulletproof shield from other people, because at the end of the day, if they affect you, you've got to listen because it's resonating. But then you get to look at it and get that change and oust that bullshit story. When you do that, watch what happens.